This is Onavo count, and this is where you'd be able to actually manage your data. The second one I'm going to go over is merge plus. And this one right here, this is where if you have duplicates, it will actually merge all of your contacts together. Home to shortcut, basically it's a way that you'd be able to use your hard keys or soft keys, basically your search, menu, home, and back, to actually launch applications quick. Also, full battery and theft alarm. This is where you can get a notification or play a sound when your phone is 100% on its battery, and also it serves as a theft alarm if someone was to pull it off of the charger. And the last one is SMSAlarm. And by the way, just so you guys know, SMSAlarm is one word. This is where if you accidentally misplace your cell phone somewhere, send it a fast text and it will start ringing. The first one out of the 5 is going to be the Onavo count. And when I head on into here, this is where you'll see that icon, Onavo count. And this is where you'd be able to manage your data. So a fast overview on this application is, yes, there is a native app that is actually preloaded on your cell phone that says data usage underneath the settings. But this one I thought is a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. This is where you can see how much you've used, how many gigs you have left in your data. It also breaks it down into music, travel, video, and other as well. If you hit on the second tab, this is your cycle. And so this is where you'd be able to see where you start and end your cycle. For which you first download this app, you're going to have to put in how many gigs you have, as well as when your billing cycle starts. So it breaks it down on how much you use per day. So for instance, during this billing cycle, I can see each individual application and how much was being used for this billing cycle so far. So if I hit on CNET, then right here, this is going to show me how much I've used in the foreground, the background, and also on Wi-Fi. If I was to head out of there, you can go into the app guide. The app guide is basically the guide where it shows the top 20 applications that is being used in terms of how much data per month. And so you can kind of rank yourself and see if you have, how many of these you have out of the 20. I'd say if you have 20 out of 20, you're going to be using a lot of data throughout your month. And another thing, they break it down in most used apps and also trending apps. You have your settings on the very top, which is where you can set your data plan. You also have set billing cycle, settings, things like that. Here is the second application I'll be talking about today. This is referred to as Merge Plus. So it basically finds all of the duplicates in your contacts and then merges them all into one contact. So it could be, email, cell phone, and home, and it puts it all into one, or it could be cell phone, cell phone, cell phone, and puts it all into one. Now, before you go to find duplicates, here is my little tidbit here. Make sure, before you do that, go into your contacts, and underneath contacts, just make sure that you go underneath contacts to display, and underneath contacts to display, make sure you click on all. That's probably the best thing that I would say to do. Now that you've seen all of them, let's go into the application. So let's go into Merge Plus. You go to Find Duplicates, press it, and it's actually going to be working its magic on the top up there. And so I'll pause this until it finishes. So this app has finally finished doing its duplicate. It probably took about 20 seconds. All you have to do is pull down your notifications bar, click on the 26 duplicates or however many they found. You're going to notice that there's actually quite a bit in there. All you have to do is just click on all of these to get them all merged together. And it looks like I've had a lot. And you just go to merge. And then from here, you just go to merge, and now they're all going to be connecting. And again, it says merging 24 contacts, so it's working its magic right now. Here is the third application I'm going over today, and it's referred to as Home to Shortcut. And so when you head over there, I'm going to open up the Home to Shortcut. And basically all this means is that you can use the Home, and it'll actually open up an app. Or you can press on Home, search button, it'll open up an application. Here's the Home key and menu. You also have the Home key, back button, and then you can long press on the search or long press on the camera. So pertaining to these different applications you'd be able to do with double tapping or pressing the combination, you got to make sure you have them. So on the Galaxy S4, I have my menu key, my home button, and my back icon. So right here is my home to home. And so all you got to do is choose your application. If you play Candy Crush all the time, you go to installed applications, or you can make it unused. You can go to shortcuts, then also plugins. And so most people are going to use a lot of these for applications. So I chose Candy Crush. And then underneath that, you can choose step 2. This is basically how fast the interval is. So if you want it to be really short or long or medium or anything like that. And so usually I press. So for me, that's pretty short. The other thing, you got to let them know what you're running. So I'm using TouchWiz Home, which is the normal user interface for Samsung. So your default is also going to be TouchWiz as well. Now, once you close the button, you're going to see that you're going to have to be able to choose if you want it as the default home application is home to shortcut or launcher. Just do use as default for this action and always do home to shortcut. Your phone will always act the same way, but it's just that, it's going to be, you need this with the app. So on the very top, you're also going to notice underneath step 1, you have other key settings. This is where you add in more. This one is with the home key and search, and I don't have the search, so I can't do anything there. In terms of my home and then menu, it's going to go to CNET, and then with my home and back, it'll go to play music. And then you've also got some other ones as well too. So now that you've set it, when you hit the home button, it's going to ask you with that prompt, what do you want to use for the default for home, and you got to do the your home to shortcut. So example, if I double press on my home button, it's going to take me into Candy Crush. When I get out of that, now I'm going to press on my home and back icon. This is where it goes into music. And then if I want to get into CNET, I press my home and menu. Here is the 5th and final application I'm going over today. It's referred to as SMSAlarm. And just so you guys know, SMSAlarm is one word. It's very simple to use actually. So you have the activation of SMS. So what's going to happen is if you put your phone on vibrate or silent and you accidentally misplaced it, put it somewhere or lost it somehow, all you have to do is grab someone else's cell phone, send yourself a text message, but it's got to be the activation, SMS. And just so you guys know, this one is case sensitive, so if you have an uppercase or lowercase, just try to remember which one you've used, and then you're good to go. So right now mine is set to lost. And so it's also going to be vibrating as well whenever it starts to go off on the alarm. The alarm duration, this is how long you can hear it for, and you can put it for 30 seconds, 5 seconds, or 2 minutes, whatever you guys want to. And then you also have the test. And so if this phone was actually on vibrate, which I will do that for you right now. So I have just placed my phone onto vibrate, as you can tell, and now it's actually on silent. And so all you got to do is do the test. And you hit on stop alarm. So that thing is extremely loud. So extremely simple, extremely easy, SMSAlarm. We also went over the Onavo count and then also merge plus. We've talked about home to shortcut as well as full battery and theft alarm. I'd have to say if you guys have these 5 different applications, you guys are good to go to have a good, happy phone.